just because they happen to be in love. That's not the way the world works. And because there was someone else in the frame for it. If it was like, oh, did he just drop dead or did someone kill him? That would be different.
Holmes,
but
for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
I have filled your house with bees, and now I must
but nothing
away.
as thrilling as this experiment, a theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Or you can stay here with the
I'll admit
bees.
that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
'Cause
For
bees!
the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of
Bees are cute, but
Come on, admit
I
that you're
wouldn't
planning to
want
spoil
my
your
lounge to be
bees
full of
with
them.
Some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
We're leaving Toby here with all the bees. I would love to have a beehive in my garden, but my garden's quite small and I have 2 cats and they would probably try and eat the bees. And that wouldn't end well for anyone involved.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
What are we doing, Holmes?
Let us find someone who could help us.
I think I found a someone. 2 someones.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time.
He looks suspicious.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
For the whole of Kew Gardens. There's just
Here
one
it is.
dude.
This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but
He's
seems to
hurt
me that
his
the tragedy
chin.
that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy?
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens,
Ah.
Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The 2 of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
Why
You
didn't
say
the
that
other
he
dude
died
mention
here,
that to us?
in the large glass house?
Holmes,
Yes. Just here, near the door to the Colonial Collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen. But I cannot remain here.
Suspicious.
If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of
And
course,
you've
we
hurt your
understand.
chinny chin chin.
what should we do next, Holmes?
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Yeah, I don't think he killed his father.
Do not touch.
Carnivorous. Diabolica. Are they all deadly?
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
I bet they're all deadly. That's why it says do not touch. Bet they're all poisonous. I bet the dad died of heart attack from poison plant.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Yeah, I'll bet.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Was it a human being? What was dead of a
Someone
heart
fell
attack?
violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Yeah.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
Soil in a greenhouse? And Kew Gardens? Never heard of
Traces
such a
are
thing.
Thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
During a heart attack, perhaps?
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
So someone did break
The
in.
ensconce was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection.
Oh, from the inside.
The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection room.
But it was broken to the glory of the colonial empire. So it was broken from here. Wait, what?
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
So someone was in here and busted the door down to get into there. In somewhat of a hurry.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Curiouser and curiouser.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Yeah, this whole end of it.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Huh. Okay. We've looked at that. We've looked at that. We've looked at that. We've looked at that. Uh-huh.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Oh, do I have to do them in order? So he did that, and then he did that, and then he did that. Right? Why?
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
Why?
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident?
Was he locked in there
or a
and
murder?
poisoned?
I wonder.
Maybe some poison in the ventilation? We're gonna go look at corpses.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy.
This watch is of great value. A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
My friend, your posters for the Great Exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but surely it's unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. Ooh. City of London Club.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
I don't know what that is, but I bet it's a clue. Let's go look at corpses, corpses, corpses.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
I think he's dead.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
He had flowers in his lungs.
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. No redness, stings, or bruises.
So it wasn't bees.
Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Cutting open corpses, corpses, corpses. Looks very livery.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
We'll put that back in. Why is it green?
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
But why is it green though? Is it supposed to be green?
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Maybe it's supposed to be green. I don't know. I've never pulled someone's stomach out of their body and had a look at it before. No, we already did that.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Yeah, I thought that. Congested and edematous. Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh dear.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged.
He did have flowers in his lungs.
Caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
He was perfectly healthy then. Don't know what he's doing in the morgue.
The suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
Told ya.
You mean...
Yes, it is murder.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge...
It's my murder,
We
Watson.
need to locate that deadly plant.
Mine.
Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs.
We're going
Yes,
delving, Watson.
It is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
What has Montague
More than
done? Given that it was in his lungs, I think it came in through the ventilation. Search the archives for the plants. We got a fork. We stole the silverware. Archives we need to look at. Oh. I'm writing to inform you that the affair at Abbey Grange, which took place almost half a year ago now, still resonates deeply in high society and remains the subject of much gossip. The case's romantic background has attracted many suitors who show willing to shelter and take pity on Lady Brackenstall, but to this date she still serves her sentence with her maid Teresa and has rejected all offers of help. To be truthful, I suspect the true motivation of these suitors may well be related to Sir Eustace's title and money. What do you think, Holmes? Probably. Poisons and toxins, maybe?
That is not the one I...
Maybe not here. Not newspapers. Encyclopedias, maybe. Botany. Poisonous plants. Okay. Yeah. Certain toxicity in common. All of them. Only the first 3 can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florum diabolica, but only under very specific conditions. The plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores.
Here it is.
Okay. So someone beat up a plant. And then it got all spory. And killed the dude. Presumably. Spory is a technical term, obviously. Hello, did you murder?
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection?
It really
seems
is.
somewhat depleted.
This is how it all started.
Oh, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
But you said no one else works here.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Was it though? Was it though?
As
Was it
deputy
though?
director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. Great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion.
Didn't get
He
on.
would then disappear for the rest of the week. He
So
was
you
what
did all the
some might
work.
call a man
He
of
took all the
action.
glory.
I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Did he know?
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Grubby clothes. You've been grubbing about in plants. You some sort of gardener. Did
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Did the dead dude steal that dude's sweetheart?
Harm House. Water Lily Greenhouse. Dry Tropics. Colonial Collection. Director's Office, Cloakroom and Laboratory. Nursery.
Nursery.
Seed House. Ventilation System.
Ooh, we need to go looking in the ventilation system.
Reserve.
Oh, there's still more to see?
A map of Kew Gardens.
Was that the last thing to see, was it?
Locked.
Yeah, we will. So I did try playing Last of Us. I can't do it. I'm not good enough at games to play Last of Us.
Locked.
I tried. I failed. I didn't get very far. But I have watched other people play it, which is almost as good. And yeah, so that doesn't bode well if I'm going to have to deal with clickers.
Nursery.
Does it?
Locked.
Aha. This is making me want to go to Kew Gardens. I used to live in London and I never went to Kew Gardens. It's one of my regrets. I wish I'd been.
Nursery. Locked.
I mean, I could go, like, at any time. It's just a little bit
Seed house.
more of an effort. No, I don't live in London anymore.
Locked.
That way. Thank you.
There is a smell of burning.
There is a sight of burning also.
A broom handle was half burned. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire?
That's
door
the one
handles
from
of
the...
colonial
Yeah,
collection
yep.
and that of the fireplace
Yes.
are made of the same material.
Mm-hmm.
The plants were set alight fairly recently.
That's a Venus
Some
flytrap.
have not completely burned.
These are the plants that are missing.
A
Ooh,
protective
look it.
mask. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn.
They needed to protect themselves from the
remains of a
clicker.
picture frame.
Don't know what the picture frame's doing there, though. Okay.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Interesting. Is there anything else? No. Watson, I found some clues.
Dry tropics.
Why can't I go that way? Oh, I can. The controls have decided to be a bit janky sometimes. It is very dry in here. No, nothing we need to look at. Oakley dokley then.
Dry tropics. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. Water lily greenhouse.
A hose pipe. Is it just me, or can anyone else smell this room? Like, such a memory of what greenhouses like this smell like. And I can't describe what they smell like. They just smell like tropical greenhouses. Oh.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
I don't know. We're just wandering around aimlessly. We're quite lost, actually. Yeah, a moist smell. And a warm smell. It smells moist and warm. Well, I mean, that's not surprising, is it? His dad died. Was it shaving? Or was it shaving? It could be shaving. Clean hands? For a gardener?
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
I mean, you don't have to. You can do what you want to
Would
do
please
with
tell
your
us about
life.
Martin Hamish, the deputy director.
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed.
Ah.
Well, that is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see.
If you
And
don't
how
share
is
his passion, maybe
relationship
it's
with
not the
your
job for you,
father?
mate.
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself.
Oh, I think he
My father
was.
treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, my dude.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Yeah, he's taking credit for all the co-workers. Have I broken something? Hello? Game. Ah. Is it? Game. Can't even close it. Oh my god. Where's everything gone? Right, there's OBS. But I don't... Right, hang on. No, not you. You. It is a Jack the Ripper situation again. Right, so my current issue is that Task Manager is opening behind it. Like, I can see the game screen, but I can't click onto the game screen. And when I open Task Manager, it opens behind it. And that is an issue. Exit game. Okay, game's gone. I don't know where it's going to put us back to, but I hope it's been saving. I think it has been auto-saving. I hope it's been auto-saving. Oh god, I hope it's been auto-saving. What? We will see, but I'm scared. Okay, we're in Kew Gardens, that's good. So it did save after we finished the first case today.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Haha! Okay, so we don't have to, we just have to talk to this guy again.
Who is Miss Marb?
Yep, yep, yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Chin and hands. Okay.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again.
Okay,
soon.
K-Wolf, thank you for stopping by. I will see you later if you come back, and if not, have a good rest of the day. So now I should be able to get in all the doors.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
Doesn't sound like it was
He
his
was.
father's life's work either.
Yes, he forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate
If
on
all he
that?
did was swan about.
Well,
and take the
For
credit.
example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
Okay,
That must have been terribly
so
humiliating.
both people hated him.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
Okay, so maybe
You mentioned a Miss
Margaret White
Would you
was
tell us more about her?
a
She is
victim
a
of the
student who
ladies'
works here
man.
part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
Why?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered.
Was
by her
everyone in
attention.
love with Margaret?
How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
So we can't get in here. Oh, we can. In the director's office.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
New variety of barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference. Okay. Is there nothing else here? Oh, yes, there is. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. So there was, my dearest Margaret, yeah, so there was stuff happening between them. Shenanigans
A
afoot.
photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Who do be Reynold Hamish?
French wine. A remarkable
Oh,
vintage.
is that that's the gardener chap, isn't it?
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
Are they all open? All the bottles are open. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, God. Ugh. I'm seeing if it's 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. No, it's not. 1 2 1 2 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. 1 2. Whoops. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. Haha. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I'm paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the greatest opportunity to travel the world and save the most extraordinary, precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14, 1889. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarise the permission on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesday as always. So we need to look that up, I'm assuming. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you for the last time to return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need not elaborate that was reported in the press as the case of June 14th, 1889. What you have done is quite abhorrent. That's the symbol from the bottom of the pot. Be sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. Dun dun dun. Yeah, he's Martin Hamish. Yes, we've got some research to do. Okay.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House. Taylor's at Bard & Sons Luxury Jewellers. Huh. The money that Montague did, yeah. He was giving her a lot of money. But also he wanted to fire her, so she's got a motive as well. Whew, I was thinking it was going to crash again. Okay, let's go do some research. I know there's more stuff to find at Kew. But I want to do the research while I remember. Otherwise I'll forget about doing it. Also, it do be time for a break. So I will see you in a couple of minutes.
Dare without some.
Why are we not eating the nachos?
In the closet. Even mine.
This is such a bad movie. I don't even know what that was supposed to be of.
You're not going to do it.
We jump on it when we've gone past it.
It looks like it's flush, you have to wait a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like right now. Nope.
Oh, I thought you said...
It's so hard. Like, you got like so little time.
I thought you said now. So I jumped.
I saw you fall off the edge and I was like, oh, frick.
Oh. Well, I only fell because you didn't jump.
Okay.
Look at my hole! Try that now.
I'm dead.
Oh. Where did the bed go?
It got blown up because I picked it up and then...
Oh my fucking god! Right, can we move away from this island, please?
This one's...
Step right in, sir. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, why, thank you. I shall. Okay, what happens, and hear me out here, if I do just... Ooh! Ah! 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 The turtle of being turtly awesome. Who are you? Hi. Whoops. All right. I mean, you're welcome to come along if you want. You might want to put a few more clothes on, or not. Either way, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever you think is best.
We got a snake in the bush! Here!
Ah. Why can't I find any stairs? Yeah, we're all screaming and running this way. Yeah, we're screaming and running all together. Ah! Ah! Hello. Right, we've got some research to do. The Divine Syndicate. The Divine Scholastic Syndicate for Vegetation Veneration. The members of this syndicate worship Treewan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world so generous donations are appreciated.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
Hey, darling. You come and say hello. Let's do that. Hey, darling. Hey. So, June 14th, 1889. Scandal at the Divine Syndicate. The Divine Syndicate Club, followers of the God King Treewan, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road, protects the plants and more particularly trees, are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organisation are suspected of financial malfeasance. It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organisation, which has given as its goal the defence and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representatives of the opposition party, blah 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 blah.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Okay. Do I go there or do I go back to Q? I think I'll go back to Q. See what else we can find there. I'm trying to do this vaguely logically so I don't miss anything. Where have you gone, Tiki? Can you come back up here? No? Okay. Well, I'll leave the camera where it is in case she decides to make a reappearance. Ah, so it's normal protective equipment.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
We found it in the fire.
Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
I mean, they obviously do. Or they had some dangerous plants.
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert.
He was having to repeat the year. Chemicals.
A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Ah, so they were recording their notes, I guess.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Okay, so if I find more wax cylinders, we can listen to them there. That's
This
good.
is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
That was quite amusing, Watson. Well done.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust. Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
Why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Yeah, shits and giggles.
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect
Toby!
a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Guys, it's Toby time. It's Toby time. Guys, it's Toby time. Although, I might carry on snooping round Kew Gardens a bit more first. Oh, I like it in here.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery. A thesis written by Martin Hamish.
Anything else? There must be something else. It exits on its own when I've found everything, right? Ah.
A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
I mean, obviously. Oh.
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
Good for him. Good for him.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Ah. Is that why the window was cleaned? And there's
This is one of the
ventilation.
outlets of the ventilation system.
Ooh! Ooh! Because the windows were very, very well cleaned. Hummety hummety hum. Oh, hello. Is this what the chip was off? Yes.
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common. It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Interesting. Why is it in there?
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Is that all there is in here? Watson, yep. Oh my God, Watson.
Locked.
Not anymore.
Open.
Open. Open sesame.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is
Why is he
my good
taking the
friend,
lead?
Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Does he fancy her?
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Expensive perfume. Ah, she came from a poor family. But she is poor no longer. Oh, what else is there? Boobs. What? What else is there? I hope this is happening in real time. I hope Sherlock's just standing there in silence for ages. Just staring at various bits of her. I can't find anything else. Oh, there we go. Unmarried.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
You forgot about it?
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Okay.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Well, yes. I could have told you that. Now, there's no view in from here. Really nothing else to look at? Aha. There is.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants. These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. This place serves as Albert's office.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of botany. Interesting.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. From here, We are unable to see the interior
Yeah.
of the colonial collection room.
We can only see it from what's-his-face's place. Hamish.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation...
Hummety hum.
A water tank.
Very skinny water tank. Oh no, it's not. It's a very skinny pole with a big water tank on the top. I see. Right, is it Toby time? Is that what time it is? Have we been everywhere? Watson, will you get out my way? Although, I think we need to ask some more questions of some people.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
I think it was you, my dude. I think it was him.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our
I think it was
investigation.
him. Right, Toby time. Let's go get the dog. Can't remember why we need the dog. Oh yes, I can. It's for finding that chemical. Oh, Toby. Let's go.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do.
What have you eaten,
Let us
Toby?
go to Kew Gardens.
Is it Watson that's looking through? Oh, well. Maybe it's Watson. Hey, Deathclaw, how's it going? We're about to do some sniffs with the goodest boy that ever sniffed.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby.
Yes.
Search.
I'm doing a sniff. I found a sniff. The sniff goes this way. Sniffing the sniff, sniffing the sniff, 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 sniffing the sniff. We're such a good boy. We're sniffing the sniff, 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 sniffing the sniff. Big long sniff. Oh, I found a hidden place.
Congratulations, Toby.
Yes,
Now, let us
Toby.
see what you have found.
He's a good doggo.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Do we need to go chemical that? Yes, we do. He's a good boy, Toby. You good boy. Has it crashed again? No. 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 Oh. Oh. Haha. No, where'd it go? Come back. What? Where's it? Come back. There we go. Question is, where did it save? Ha.
Brave Toby.
You
The
good
best
boy.
nose in the British Empire.
You good boy. Right, can we go back now? Don't crash, 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 please. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, please. Thank you. Just have to sing the song and it's fine.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens.
I mean, you said you wanted to pour it, and now you want to pipette it. Oh, we're doing it into both. Okay, cool, fine. And what are we going to do?
A colourless, water-based liquid.
Inhale? That doesn't feel like a good idea.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Tasting it definitely doesn't feel like a
Holmes?
good idea.
What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize
I
them
mean, we could
and
have
see
told
what
you that,
happens.
because it came from Kew Gardens.
small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's
it-
reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
Oh, we're not turning that off, no.
I need to take a...
Alright. Putting it in this one.
Red sediment, just as I suspected.
Well,
This
obviously.
liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination.
Why are there caterpillars?
This mixture is probably a fertilizer.
Dude, you
Someone was
drank
carrying
it!
out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
You drank it! What's wrong with you? It's fertilizer! You weirdo. Right. So, now we need to go here. See what's happening at the Divine Syndicate.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Does seem very, very peaceful.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sun. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please.
Why does he talk like Yoda?
Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself,
He just sounds like Yoda.
Grand Mystic.
And he's the Green Grand Mystic.
Grand Mystic himself.
I'm going to call you Yoda.
Is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Interesting. He does chemical stuffs.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis.
Yeah, I
The
thought so.
divine scholastic
I saw this
syndicate
place
of
and thought
vegetation, veneration,
anastomosis.
and meditation. You may say the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to
Don't know if I'm
physically
ready to
enter
spermatophize.
the kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees. and
Watson's
gain
like,
access
"Are
to your
we?"
temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God
Oh
King?
God. Tree one.
Our God King's name is Trewa, Green Grand Mystic.
Hola. Good, good. I like
Oh, is that the only
Here is the
question?
holy key to the wisdom place.
That was pretty easy.
Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to
Holy
taste
donation.
our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
We will leave you to whatever the hell it is you think you're doing. Gong! Gong! Gong!
A fragment of a flower pot.
Hmm.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
From where?
The Kew Gardens symbol.
Weird. Were they doing flower pot swapsies? I want to go and hit the gong some more. Can I not dong the bell? That's disappointing. I'll have to go hit the gong some more just to cheer myself up. Gong! 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 Alright. Drugs
That
table?
should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
No one told me there'd be a drugs table. Just a spoonful of drugs will help
delicious.
the
And of an
medicine
excellent
go down.
quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Yeah. Do we need some more? How much cocaine can I
My word.
take?
My word. My word. My word, Holmes. My word. My word. My. My. My word.
Alright, it's probably enough.
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. We should search every inch of this place.
Yeah, but he's got good drugs though, so... Hello.
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Yep, those do be two plant words. You are
This
correct.
must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
He does look very tree-y. Oh, hello. Hi, bud. You alright? Hello. What have you been up to today? Ah, is that what it is?
Caterpillars.
Yoink.
They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
All of them. We're not just taking one, we're taking all the caterpillars. Sure, 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 sure.
tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
It's a Venus flytrap.
A
Love you,
tropical
bud.
plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Oh, these are the stolen plants.
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Yoink. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Yoink, yoink, and yoinkus. Don't judge, Watson.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Yes, I can. Right, let's put that on there. And then that one there. And then that one. Oh, that's interesting. That one there. And then that one there. And then there? No. There. Yes.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Don't ask me how I know that, Watson.
A vast amount of opium.
We're not taking some just for research, no?
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens.
You're right, Puss. You're drooling everywhere.
This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Would it now? Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory in the caterpillars and before. Oh, right, okay, so we're gonna do the experiment. Nice, nice, nice.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
I presume we're doing it at Baker Street. Maybe I was supposed to do it there.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done.
Well, we
I
read
shall
about
begin
it, didn't
now.
we?
Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Didn't we have to, like, agitate one of them?
This is a strange and unusual plant. A carnivorous plant. A prickly plant. Very interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism.
That is hilarious.
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Doesn't like it.
This plant becomes inactive
Didn't like
after being
it.
drenched with alkaloid.
Said no, thanks.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Then do we put the caterpillars in it?
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Ooh. Okay, so do I have to, like, rearrange? Yes. Okay. So we need to open you up. And then...
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
And then put you on here. Yes.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Yeah, Albert's not... Yeah, he wasn't very good at botany. I don't think he'd know how to do it.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30. for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay. I don't believe him. Can't remember where anyone else was. Seed house. This is where what's-her-name lives. Yep.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
Ah, will something be recorded on
you
there?
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Oh, certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Aha. Where's the laboratory? I don't remember. Oh, is it? It's at the entrance, I think. Yes.
Here it is. Cylinder records.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
But will it have recorded what... It might have recorded what Hamish said when he came in. That's why I thought we were listening to it. Also, we don't know that she was in there.
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house, scrub the toilets, clean the storage shed tools. Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa, something, or Lear, Pontus, or... No, wait. These Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times.
Come
I
from
also
me
saw
and
him
drool,
returning
puss.
from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Tell
Pretty
me,
convinced it
have you
was
ever heard
Hamish.
of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Right, it's time for a break. I'll see you in a few minutes. Dwell deeper into the inner workings of your forge. Find out how states grabbers and space switches will become useful in designing quantum algorithms. This is hardcore. Discover your knowledge vault. Is that what we call my brain now? Maybe that's what I need to start calling my brain. This is my knowledge vault. Right up here. These fundamentals will get you all set to be... Guess who's back? Back again. Kethwick Thorn. Tell your friends.
Such BK off of you and Lilith, so... Alright, pick a direction! Yay! So yeah, just spam right click. Guys, I got some bad news. Suzaki's dead.
No! No! What just happened?
Well, Suzaki,
No!
That was a turret. Turrets shoot you. I hope you've learned a lesson.
Are you my friend now? Yes. Okay, I've got 2 friends and a sibling. What? No! My friend died seconds before I died. Oh my God. She has the rights to bear arms. Oh, I'm so funny. And also 1 bare leg. Don't think Dan's ready yet, but... No! Oh! That was a real life jump scare, that was. Blimey.
And have faith that she will guide me.
What are these lights? Are they anything that I can do?
Another bowl bearing the stains of an ancient blood offering.
Dudes, Tiggy's up there. Euclids.
Another trial to judge the mettle
Euclids.
of Lady Shah's initiates. This one would test their ability to navigate her sacred darkness.
Euclids. Hey! Right, what else do we need to do? Loads of stuff. Sometimes inspect the staff buildings. So we haven't yet inspected all the staff buildings. There's a newspaper there. Can I have a look-see? No.
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
There's like a locker room, isn't there, that I wasn't supposed to go in? Ah, here.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Oh my word. It's getting more and more complicated by the second. Right, let's start with this one. Does it need to go there? Maybe. That one moves. And does that one lines up there. Then I don't know where that needs to be. Probably in there like that. Oops. Like that. But then it maybe needs to slide over some more. Ah. Ah, you can't slide back and forth. But I need you to be in the... I don't know where the right place for you is. Haha. Maybe not haha. Ah. Here. There. Right. And then you go in there like that. And then you go like that? No? No. Aha! That was complicated.
Open. Albert's locker.
He likes boats.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
He does. That's what he should do.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Oh. Despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. It's clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Oh, okay, so that is motive. That is 100% motive. But he is not now running off to do the Navy. So I don't think it is motive, because I think if he had killed his dad so that he could join the Navy, he would go off and join the Navy now.
Of Miss White and Albert in front of the University of London.
Hmm. They do seem to get along, don't they? Mm-hmm. Hummity hum.
Martin Hamish's locker. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Yeah, so he knows about the exotic plants. It was so definitely him. Recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens obliged me to renew my application for the management position. As I've stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead. I haven't got my hat on. And free my mind from this uncertainty. So, the dude's been dead 5 minutes, and he's already writing a letter being like, okay, the dude's dead, I should be the boss now, right?
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting. Father and I, Kew Gardens.
Are they the only two? Oh no.
Miss White's locker.
White.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune. Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
But she has got no real
White
motive because he was providing her with lots of money. Dear Mother and Father, I'm writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know we've had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money?
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
We were surprised to receive your letter. How is the letter here if they received it? How could you think to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You never shared with us any detail of your success at university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done. None of us ever compromised their reputation, as it appears you've already done with your employer. Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret. It is you who makes us feel ashamed, your parents. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honour if you might accept my help. Yeah, so I don't think she's got a motive, because the dead dude was helping her. Yeah. It was completely dependent upon him, so she does not have a motive. Like she would have the knowledge. But I don't think she's got motive. It's definitely Hamish. We did that though. We found out how to. Oh, in the Colonial Collection, right? I think we need to go back to here because we didn't talk to the dude after we had a snoop. I think we need to talk to him now. We've had a snoopy snoop. Hello, oh great Yoda.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
But you have these.
Nevertheless,
pots.
We have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green-fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet, you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
This dude's hilarious.
It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Yeah, they didn't steal the deadly plants because they couldn't find them. Okay, we're getting there. So we need to go back and talk to the suspects some more.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say
There's a motive,
They expanded Kew
there's a
Gardens together, that was all.
motive. You've got a
And it was all my
motive for
father's work.
murdering
But
him.
Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father, so it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
You've got a motive, you've got a motive. You've got a motive to kill the man. Oh. You did it again. Still a lot of achievements that I haven't got yet. And I think we're nearly at the end of this. Like, there's one more case, I think. Hey, K-Wolf. I'm doing alright without you, actually. I mean, not to dismiss your expertise or anything, but I'm getting there with it. We've nearly solved this one. Well, I think I have solved it. I'm like, Sherlock Holmes hasn't solved it yet. But it keeps crashing. Right, had we talked to you? No, we hadn't. Okay, we'll go through this again.
Mr.
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
I do. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Yes, very bright in more ways than one.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
You
and yet
applied
I know
for the Royal
that
Navy.
The Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say.
Yes, I am.
Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
But he's dead now, so
Thank
you
young man.
can do your
We shall
dreams.
see you again soon.
And you don't seem to want to be doing your dreams.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Right, so
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released.
Release
and
the
caused the deadly
caterpillars!
spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
So the caterpillars were definitely, yeah, in there.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
According to this, they have light.
Where was the ventilation? Right over there. Oh, hi Watson. You're supposed to be looking at the caterpillars. Is it because I went the wrong way? I should have stayed in T mode. Follow the ventilation pipe.
The power is on. The engine cannot be started. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working. From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
What other one? Oh, is there one in here as well?
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Did you get caterpillars on your head?
Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
You didn't have to stand right underneath it, my dude.
Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
I mean, yeah, Albert did have a motive. Hamish had a motive. Yeah, the syndicate isn't involved, I don't think. It was definitely Hamish. I think.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Again, it's a not great human being who has been deaded.
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
The inspector's waiting for you in his office.
Eh.
Inspector, I believe
It is
that
raining
Martin
caterpillars.
Hamish
You're not
is
wrong.
guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it.
Did you know
I'll
it?
send the lads around to arrest him.
Did you know it?
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Did you know it? Because if you knew it, would you not have already arrested him? Just saying. Just saying.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
What, is he dead?
Martin Hamish...
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Was this a murder? Oh, it's there. The rope was made of caterpillars, all holding on to each other's little hands. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes always seem to have fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
You can tell that from the mark around his neck? How did he get up there, is my question.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Oh yeah, someone was dragging their foot. He was unable to run. Did he have sufficient time? Did he have an accomplice? Oh, dearie me. Did he do it at all? Did we get it wrong?
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
That's true.
Correct.
That's
Mr.
true,
Hamish
K-Wolf.
accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements
Okay.
so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
You at 9:30. Around 20 minutes to 10, when Hamish and Montague Dunn went to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection and entered the dry tropics room. And you are in the seed house. Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he saw that he was unwell, so that's at 10:30. Albert was in the seed house the entire morning. 10 minutes past 10.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Oh man, I don't know. Do you think? "20 minutes would have been enough." She had time. They both had time. Let me... He went in to see her. So he could have gone in and said, go do it.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the colonial. Martin Hamish was last.
Yeah.
Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
So he seems too upset, and also he seems really set on being a botanist, even though he really wants to be in the Navy. And I feel like if he'd done it, the second it was done, he'd be like, I'm off to join the Navy. Right? If that's why he did the murder. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think. Yeah, could be. And, yeah, Dunn was getting rid of her. So she would have been desperate. I forgot about that. I think we condemn her. We're not letting her get away with murder. Desperate or not. Yes.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to be her boss much longer. He was letting her go.
The rope has tightened around Martin Hamish. Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right.
That's true.
You
That
can
is
count
true.
on me, Holmes.
But I love that Holmes is like, Watson, sneak up behind her, because, you know,
Mr.
she's a
Holmes,
woman and who
we
knows
did
what
you.
she might do. Women are
You do
weird.
not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
Watson!
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not
Should
one
I be
step
going
further.
closer?
Don't try to stop me.
Oh yes, I'm pushing her towards
Stop this foolishness.
Watson.
You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
I mean, she's gonna hang anyway, to be fair. Oh. Whoops!
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
Can I try again? Did we get it right? We got it right. We found all the things. But, yeah. Yeah. I'm only going to have one more go at it, though. If I don't get it right this time, then she dead. Because like I say, she'll hang anyway for murder, right? Why does it keep crashing? What? There we go. Don't crash, please don't crash. Don't crash, please don't crash. Don't crash, please don't crash.
But Holmes...
It's because I didn't sing the song last time, that's what the issue is.
We'll find it.
Miss...
You think
You don't...
the up. I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
I clicked! Alright, she dead.
This is tragic.
Canonical ending.